Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about a movie that's all about high-octane action, extreme sports, and a whole lot of explosions. I'm of course talking about XXx, State of the Union, the 2005 sequel to the original XXx. This movie matters because it's a prime example of how a film can try to revamp a franchise with a new lead, but still end up feeling like more of the same. So, let's dive in and see if this movie is worth your time. So, XXx, State of the Union was directed by Lee Tamahori, who's known for his work on films like Die Another Day and Along Came a Spider. The movie boasts an impressive cast, including Ice Cube, Samuel L. Jackson, Willem Dafoe, and Scott Speedman. With a budget of $60 million, the film went on to gross over $71 million at the box office, which isn't too shabby. The movie has a runtime of 101 minutes and currently holds a rating of 5.1 out of 10. Not exactly the most impressive score, but we'll get into that later. Now, let's get into the plot of XXx, State of the Union. The movie follows Darius Stone, played by Ice Cube, a former Special Forces operative turned convict. Stone's skills and experience make him the perfect candidate to become the newest XXx agent, a secret organization that handles high-risk missions. Stone's first mission is to take down a group of rogue military personnel, led by the villainous General George Deckert, played by Willem Dafoe. Deckert has a personal vendetta against the US government and plans to overthrow the president and take control of the country. Along the way, Stone teams up with Agent Augustus Gibbons, played by Samuel L. Jackson, and a few other allies to stop Deckert and his crew. The movie is full of action-packed sequences, from car chases to explosions, and even some extreme sports thrown in for good measure. Now, let's talk about the main characters in the movie. Darius Stone, played by Ice Cube, is our protagonist, and he's a bit of a wild card. Stone's a tough, no-nonsense kind of guy who's not afraid to break the rules. He's got a lot of attitude and swagger, which makes him a compelling character to watch. On the other hand, we have General Deckert, played by Willem Dafoe, who's your typical over-the-top villain. He's got a lot of charisma and presence on screen, but his character feels a bit one-dimensional at times. The rest of the cast, including Samuel L. Jackson and Scott Speedman, do a decent job in their supporting roles, but they're not given a whole lot to work with. Now, let's get into some behind-the-scenes facts and trivia. Did you know that Ice Cube performed most of his own stunts in the movie? He's an avid extreme sports enthusiast and was able to bring a lot of his own experiences to the role. The film's director, Lee Tamahori, also had a lot of experience with action movies, having directed the James Bond film Die Another Day. The movie's script was written by Simon Kinberg, who's also known for his work on films like Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Sherlock Holmes. One interesting fact is that the movie was originally supposed to star Vin Diesel, who played the lead role in the first XXx film, but he dropped out due to creative differences. So, what works and what doesn't in XXx, State of the Union? Well, the movie's action sequences are definitely its strong suit. The film's got a lot of high-octane energy and some impressive stunts. However, the plot is pretty predictable and the characters feel a bit underdeveloped at times. The movie's also got a bit of an identity crisis, trying to balance action and extreme sports with a more serious conspiracy plot. The cinematography is also worth mentioning, with some great shots of the film's action sequences. However, the movie's overall tone feels a bit disjointed, and it's not always clear what kind of film it's trying to be. So, what's the final verdict on XXx, State of the Union? Overall, I'd give the movie a solid 5 out of 10. It's an enjoyable, mindless action film that's perfect for a lazy Sunday afternoon. However, it's not particularly memorable or well made, and it's got some major flaws in terms of plot and character development. If you're a fan of action movies or extreme sports, you might get a kick out of this film. But if you're looking for something with a bit more substance, you might want to look elsewhere. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.